What's going on, guys? It's your boy Inscribe coming back at you with another video. Today's videos we're talking about the first time I did edibles. Now, a few things before we start. I did get KineMaster Premium, so no more watermark. And also, I'm a little bit fucked up right now. I may or may not have taken 3 hydros and smoked a bunch of weed, so sorry if I sound a little bit fucked up. But let's just hop right into this video. So, first time I took edibles was about a year ago, like July 2022, and we were going to this church youth activity. It's the same one as nicotine poisoning at 3 a.m. If you haven't seen that video, that's a banger. You should go check that out. And this was just like 2 years later. So we're going to this camp out. It's in the middle of the fucking woods, like middle of nowhere at a lake. So I'm thinking, damn, how am I gonna get fucked up? I thought about taking DXM or just taking a cart, but I was like, that might not be enough. I didn't have enough DXM at the time. I just had a little bit left. So I'm scheming. And a couple weeks prior, I got randomly added to this Telegram menu. Never knew the guy, but I got added to this menu, and he had some pretty good shit. So I was looking around, and I saw these edible Oreos. Now these shits were probably fake as fuck. In fact, I still have like most of them left. I just never ate them. And yeah, there's probably some like sprayed shit, but I didn't know what real edibles were back then. So and I'm looking around, I'm like, bet, let me cop one of those. And I also caught 2 grams of some like really expensive bud. It was like $35 for 2 grams, but it was some good bud. But that's for another story. So the way I actually got this was ghetto as fuck. So after work one night, I was like, bet, can I pull up? And he was like, sure, just pull up to my house. I was at work at the time, and I got off at like 7. So, and his house was about 15 minutes away from my work, about 25 from my house. So I leave, but here's the thing: I can't have my Live 360 on because I'll get tracked. I told my mom I was gonna be home an hour late because they asked me to stay over, and I started driving over there with Live 360. Problem is he lives on the windiest fucking road I've ever been on. It's so confusing. So I'm trying to like follow the directions for like screenshots I took of mapping it out, and I just keep getting lost. After about like 15 minutes of getting lost, I finally pull up to his house, and he walks out. I give him the bread, I get the shit, and I bounce. Now the problem is that this gas was some fucking stank. It stank so bad, but it was really good, bud. So I was like, dude, how am I gonna get this in the house without getting caught? This reeks. So I hit up one of my buddies. I'm not even gonna give him a name. I'll probably have to in another video, but he's working down the road at a supermarket. So I'm like, dude, do you have a smell-proof bag? And he was like, yeah, I got you. So I pull up there, and I have to wait about half an hour for him to get off his shift. So this is even more ghetto. So I'm calling my mom like, oh, I'm getting a drink, or like some bullshit like that. And then eventually I get the smell-proof bag, and then I shove it inside of a fucking cup, like a Culver's cup that I got from work, and then put the edibles in there as well. And then I get home, and then I didn't really get questioned about anything. They were just kind of looking at me weird, like, why the fuck you home so late? So I just kind of go to my room and hide it, and a couple weeks goes by. Then eventually the camp out comes. So I bring the edible. I don't know if I'm gonna do the edibles yet, but I'm like, I'm gonna bring the edibles. I'm gonna bring a cart, and then we'll just see where it goes from there. So I get there. It's a pretty nice campsite. We're just chilling, fishing, talking, and I was like, yeah, edibles gonna have to be popped. So about probably 6 p.m., 7 p.m., I dosed half of one of those Oreos. It claims to have 500 milligrams per bag with 2 Oreos, so that was 125 milligrams, which I thought was a really low dose. It's not. 125 milligrams of edibles, even though I was heavier back then, still a pretty hefty dose. So I dose off this, and I'm like, I'll redose later if I need to, which was a smart idea. I usually don't have very smart ideas, but that was a good one. So I'm just chilling, and eventually it comes time to eat, and then we eat, and then after we eat, we always have a sermon. So, our youth pastor is, doing a sermon, and I'm just chilling. I'm like, damn, I'm not feeling this. And I was like, maybe I should redose after the service. So, about to the end of it, it's gotten like completely dark, and this shit hits me like a freight train. Like I was sitting there, and then my eyes just kind of squinted, and I was just like, "Fuck!" I was high. So after that, we're just chilling. Like they're rigging up like fishing rods. They're gonna go out on the boat, but there's not enough room for me, luckily, because I would have fucking not made it. And I was just sitting there like helping them rig up stuff, and I was just like fucking 1 frame per second, just could not do anything. And everybody was like, I thought everybody was like staring at me, but they weren't. It was like at fucking night, which was kind of a blessing. So after this happens, they all head out on the boat, and they actually ended up fucking like stalling the boat and like breaking it, and they had to come back on like the trolling motor, and that was kind of funny. And we didn't get to do the water sports we can do the next day, which kind of sucked. But it's like 10 p.m. Usually I stay up the entire night at these. But bro, I slumped. I went and laid down just on some fucking rocks, bro, and I was gone. And I woke up about 4 a.m. and they were still out, and then I was still so fucking high. I ended up when got in my friend's car and just fell asleep again. I woke up the next day. I was fucking kind of groggy, but I actually felt pretty good because I got a good like 8 hours of sleep, which I never do with those type of activities. So yeah, that was my first time doing edibles. Hopefully I'm gonna have another video out soon. Peace out, y'all.